If the only branding item you're giving is a business card, I'm going to tell you something you might not want to hear. You're wasting a major branding opportunity because business cards disappear, flyers get thrown away, refrigerator magnets usually end up buried underneath, 100 pizza coupons, maybe not necessarily visible, but how many times have you put your business card at a showing? You're bringing your customers in and they want you to leave a card. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And I haven't ordered business cards in quite some time. I went to an alternative to the paper business card, but I'll talk about that at another time. Something useful, something buyers can actually use throughout the whole buying process that gets remembered and often kept. We're going to talk about that today. Welcome to Stop Chasing, Start Attracting. This is a podcast for realtors to come and build a brand, grow their authority, and reinvent their life in real estate. My name is Robyn Cavallaro, and I am a top producing realtor in my market. I'm an author of several real estate books and branding books, and the creator of the Agent Authority Lab, which is a training program. I built my real estate business by educating my customers, creating useful content, and becoming a trusted authority in my market. And now, not by consistently chasing the next lead. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the simplest branding tools I use in my business. I think I created this probably about 4 years ago. It's a personalized home buying journal. Now, before you think, Robyn, it's just a notebook, let me stop you right there, because it's not just a notebook. This journal that I've created is a well-designed home buying journal that helps buyers keep themselves organized throughout the entire process. And it also keeps your name, your expertise, and your brand in front of them every step of the way. And I'm going to show you where you can purchase the templates to create your own home buying journal with all of your own information and your own brand. So think about what happens when buyers begin touring homes. The first house has a beautiful kitchen. The second house has an oversized garage. The third might have a better location, but the carpet looks like, it's seen a better day and it wasn't today. By the fourth and fifth showing, the details start to blend together. Now, I can tell you in my market, my buyers are coming in, they're researching, and then they come in to shop. So I call it a power shopping trip. So they need to keep themselves organized because they're looking at multiple homes. But maybe in your market, because it's obviously different, buyers are looking at homes maybe 1 or 2 a week. And it might be spread out over several week period of time. They need to stay organized. So this book will be perfect for either opportunity. Because when you're going through that process, then they start to think, which house was that had the new roof? I can't remember which one had the really nice front yard and which one was a disaster. And that home we really liked, was that the one that had the new HVAC? And that's where this home buying journal becomes valuable because they can record every little detail about each property on its own sheet. There's a blank page right next to it. I put that there so they can attach the listing so they can refer back to it. That's just the front of the book. And here is the branding opportunity most agents miss, because every time that buyer opens the journal, they see the agent that gave it to them. They see your name, your photograph, your contact information. Most importantly, they're going to remember the agent who gave them something useful. And that's what branding is supposed to do. Branding is not simply putting your logo out there on everything like spaghetti, throwing it up against the wall and hope it sticks. Your logo is part of your brand, but it's not your entire brand. Because remember, your brand is the experience people associate with you. Are you organized? Are you knowledgeable? Do you anticipate questions before buyers have to ask them? Do you make a complicated process feel easy? That's the real brand. And I learned this through creating my own books and journals. And when you publish something useful with your name on it, people begin to see you differently. You're no longer viewed as just another agent handing out a business card and asking for a referral. You become the educator. You become the guide. You become the person who's created a system a buyer walks. You've become the person who's created a system to walk buyers through the process. Now that is authority. And you don't need to write a 200-page book to begin building that authority. This journal is a good step, and because I'm giving you all the templates and they're customizable. In the journal, I have the 7.5 by 9.5 cover template, and this is all to be printed on Amazon KDP. I have 140 pages of everything buyers need to know as they're going through the buying process, maybe renovation. I'll talk about some of the pages in a minute. Every single page is customizable. You can put your own logo. Like on some of the blank pages, I have my little cartoon logo and a pickleball because people know I love pickleball. And that's big in my community. But you can change any of the information in there, and it's very simple to do with a Canva account. And also for $19.99, you can purchase this. I do have a video tutorial that shows you how to start an account and get your book uploaded on Amazon KDP. And that's where you would print it. And also to brand myself, and you don't see it because this is not a visual podcast, I have something called the Villages Florida Playbook. And if you're interested, you can go to Amazon and type that in. I created a 236-page reference guide for my buyers and people that are looking to purchase and move into my community. And it has everything from lists of restaurants, talking about the different types of contracts we have, inspections. I have lists of hospitals, urgent care facilities, supermarkets. I talk about the entire community and taxes and the different areas and what that means. And it is a complete resource guide that they purchase. Now, you don't have to create it for purchase if you don't want. You can create it as a giveaway. It depends on how detailed you want to get. But that's another branding opportunity that you have to think outside the box. And it's not just, you get all those tchotchke things at an open house. It's got a little first aid kit with the name on it and, I don't know, pens and pads. And, those things are helpful, but not, to me, it's not impactful. That doesn't say you're expert. That just says, oh, hey, here, do you need a pen? Here, I have one. So start to think outside the box when it comes to providing value to your buyers through branding. And these are two opportunities I just spoke about. The personalized home buying journal is, I think, a great place to start, again, because I'm giving you all the templates and everything you need. You can introduce it during a buyer consultation and explain to the buyers how to use it. So for example, I talk about it on some of my videos that they can go buy it on Amazon, but I keep author copies on me. And when I have customers that get in my car, I give it to them. Hey, here you go. Now they all don't buy from me because there's an opportunity to buy from two different agents here. And I'm not going to get into the weeds with that, but, someday they're going to refer me, or they may have me list their house and they sell it. So keeping it, even though I might not get that sale, it's still a nice thought. And people do like it because it simplifies their organization. If you're putting together relocation packages, you can send that along. You can leave them out at an open house. I don't necessarily think I would do that because I think they cost me author copy about $3. So I don't know if I want to leave those around because, when people go into open houses or they're touring a home, they take everything that's on the table, right? Doesn't matter what you put on there. I give my buyers a copy of the MLS listing, and the second they walk in the house, they just start grabbing everything that's there. Like, it's not the same thing. So, everyone's just going to take. So, you might want to be a little bit selective. This would be a great thing if you're doing any type of seminar, again, advanced tactic to give that away as some swag. But unlike any type of promotional flyer, buyers aren't receiving something that talks about how wonderful you are. They're receiving something that's useful to them that says you matter. And so good marketing doesn't simply say, look at me. Good marketing says, I understand what you're going through and I created something to ease your pain. And that is how you stop chasing attention and start attracting the right people, the right customer. Now, I also know that some of you are thinking this sounds like a great idea, but I don't have time to create an entire journal. We discussed this earlier. You don't have to. I've created an editable home buying journal template, and it gives you the framework without forcing you to stare at the blank screen and try to figure out, how do I do this? You customize it with your own name, photograph, logo, brand colors, contact information, whatever you want to put in there. And you can make it look and feel like your business, not mine. Again, everything is customizable. You have to have Canva, which is a very easy to use online graphic program. Most of you are probably already using Canva for your open house brochures, flyers, that type of thing. You can start with a free account, but they also have a paid version, which makes everything much easier to use in the system. But, the choice is yours. You can try it out. So you get the download of the 140 pages of template for your journal. You'll get a cover that is KDP compatible for a 7.5 by 9.5. So you don't have to change anything. All you have to do is delete my logo, and you can change the colors to match your brand, your brokerage, whatever it is. It is very, very simple to customize. And then I also have a video that tells you how to go on to Amazon KDP and actually start the account and get the book uploaded and everything set up. All of those 3 items, the 140-page template, editable, customizable, the cover, which is customizable, and the video for $19.99. Now it's a download. Once you go, you click the link. I'm going to put it in the description box. You click the link and it'll take you to a payment page. Once you pay, you'll get a thank you note and the download is there. And there are 3 links that will take you through the process. And also, while we're talking about branding and creating your authority and expertise, I'm going to put another link in the description box. It's called my Agent Authority Assessment. If you're struggling with your social presence and how to clear your way through all the noise out there, take this assessment. It's 18 questions. It'll take you about 3 to 5 minutes to complete. And at the end, you'll get an email where your strengths in your social platforms are and where your weaknesses are and where you can improve. I think you'll find it incredibly helpful. It's free to take. Go on and check it out. Both links will be in the description and the show notes for this podcast. So I definitely want you to check that out. But the bigger lesson I want you to take away from this episode: stop spending all of your time creating disposable marketing. Create assets. A social media post will be visible for a day. A business card, it's going to last a couple of days before someone cleans out the house or their purse. But a useful book, guide, or journal can remain in a client's home for years. So ask yourself, what are you currently giving your clients that will actually use, remember, and keep? If the answer is nothing, this is your opportunity to change that. So get started. Purchase the template in the show notes below. Customize it, brand it, publish it, then start using it to create a better buyer experience and establish yourself as a trusted authority in your market. You don't just put your logo on stuff anymore. Create something useful to earn a permanent place in your client's hands and in their memory. My name is Robyn Cavallaro. This is Stop Chasing, Start Attracting. If this episode gave you any new way of thinking about branding, follow the podcast and share it with your other real estate professionals who are still relying on business cards to do the heavy lifting. All right. Thank you again, and I will talk with you next time.